How to make ads so effective that customers watch and actually buy the product. I'll talk about 5 things to make your ads effective. These are time tested things which I've been testing again and again. And the last time I tested 5 of those, all 5 of those worked. Now, these are not any hacks, tips, or something that will magically skyrocket your ROAS. These are small precision improvements which will eventually improve the overall feel of the ad and also communicate your idea and your product benefits to the customer in the most efficient manner. Let's get started. Number 1, include small moments in your video. We focus a lot on storyline and content and the voiceover, which is actually the focus point for all ads, and it is at the top priority. But it is important to actually include small moments, like your customers don't just buy your products, they live with them. It's those small unscripted moments that make ads feel real. For example, what moments are we talking about? Moments like clicking a picture in front of a mirror wearing an apparel. So if you're an apparel brand, then actually starting your video with this kind of relatable clip of clicking a picture in front of mirror, which every man or woman does when wearing a new apparel, it creates a moment of relevance, and also people want to watch it and are more convinced by it if they find themselves in the model in the video. These makes ad feel real and authentic rather than just production high quality and something they customers will never be able to achieve. Second, moments can be eating food while making a noise. This can be for a food brand wherein the crackling of the chips or anything for that matter is actually inculcated into the video, which adds a small moment and subconsciously it affects and promises the product benefit to the customer. Number 2, think context and not just content. We rely heavily on what the content should be, what the words you are using, what's the story, what's the phrases you are using, voiceovers, direction, production, everything. But we concentrate less and are underappreciated in terms of what is the context in which the content is playing. For example, your product is a star, but the real magic happens in the story around it. Because think about the situation your customer is in using your product. Whether it's for an apparel brand, for example, it can be an excitement for a date night wearing that apparel. So that is a context. Can you set the context right and then deliver on the content? Because that will give the customers a reason to buy the product. Or it can be choosing a red flag versus green flag outfit. Again, it is the context which is mattering here. And red flag, green flag is something people connect to very easily. And the context sets the situation that, okay, this product helps me achieve what I want to achieve with my date night or anything for that matter. So your product becomes a bridge between what they want to achieve if you provide the right context. The context makes your ad truly stick and memorable in the customer's mind, because that is something they'll be listening to and knowing day in and day out. Number 3, benefits you choose to determine the price in the minds of the customer. What benefits you choose to speak about determines the price of the product in the minds of the customer. For example, if you speak about the fabric of the product in a footwear, they'll assign X value to the product. But if you can speak about the hard work you did obtaining that fabric and actually crafting the footwear, it can increase the value by 4x. So customers want to see that you have worked hard to deliver them the best product. That is not a sufficient condition, but that is a necessary condition to increase the value of the product. And if you can show the hard work behind the product, or what is the thing that has gone behind the product to make such a great product, people value it and they assign higher value, though, and increases the perception of price and value gap increases a lot, and value is always praised superior in the minds of the customer if delivered this way. Next, create 2 versions of each creative. This is important. This is a testing methodology we follow, wherein every creative we create, we communicate 2 versions of it. For example, if it's a footwear brand, we communicate 2 versions of saying the same thing, that is comfort. For example, we were creating a creative for a formal shoes brand. So, for example, if you are creating a creative for formal shoes brand for office goers, the same message about comfort was delivered in 2 ways. One, aspiration based. For example, style as professional, comfort is like casuals. One, pain based comfort, wherein long hours of sitting or wearing, and this is a comfortable shoe to wear. These 2 versions associate the same benefit, that is the comfort, but in 2 different ways. This clarifies the message that is the value proposition of comfort actually working. Because if you make just one version of the creative, you don't know if the targeting is wrong, if the version is not working, or if the campaign structure, or is it something else. But if you create two versions, at least you're nullifying the effect of that this value prop as a whole is working or not working, you'll eventually get it. Next, last, your ad should not convince customers of a product, it should convince the customer of the product. I'll repeat that again. Your ad should not convince the customers of a product. It should convince of the product. Here is an example. Call out topics or trends which are slowly gaining momentum. What most ads do is they try to convince the customer that this is the pain, X is the pain, Y is the solution. But that Y solution, they don't give a reason as to why that your product is the solution and not just any product in the market which might be treated as a solution to the X problem. So that is why your ad should communicate that part. How do you communicate it? You call out on topics or trends which are slowly gaining momentum in the category. This can be like going vegan or eating healthy, for example, in the food category. Then show the bridge between the trend and the customer's current state. And then show that the bridge is filled with your product and your product only. Why is this filled? You have to say the benefit, say the USP, unique selling proposition of your product. This makes a strong case of why this product and not any other product in the market or category. This makes your ads effective. It builds a memorability for the audience, and people also communicate that this is the product they should go for and not any other product in the market, though other products are cheaper. This way, if you can connect something, the current state of customer, to the possible state which customer can achieve with your product only, then they'll communicate and deliver it better. And when they relate, they trust, and when they trust, they buy. Thank you for watching.